Fluid buildup in the lungs can be frightening, uncomfortable, and sometimes life-threatening. It can make every breath feel difficult, cause coughing, and lead to serious complications if not treated quickly. But how does fluid actually get into the lungs? And more importantly, how do doctors and healthcare professionals remove it? In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about fluid in the lungs, including what causes it, how it affects breathing, and the treatments used to remove it and help patients recover. Fluid can accumulate in or around the lungs for several different reasons. In many cases, it develops due to pulmonary edema, which occurs when fluid leaks into the tiny air sacs in the lungs known as alveoli. These air sacs are responsible for exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide, allowing oxygen to enter the bloodstream while removing carbon dioxide from the body. When fluid fills these spaces, oxygen has difficulty reaching the blood, which leads to shortness of breath and decreased oxygen levels. Another common cause of fluid buildup is pleural effusion, which occurs when fluid collects in the pleural space, the thin layer between the lungs and the chest wall. While this fluid is located outside the lung tissue itself, it can still compress the lungs and restrict their ability to expand properly during breathing. One of the most common causes of pulmonary edema is heart failure. When the heart is unable to pump blood effectively, pressure builds up in the blood vessels of the lungs. This increased pressure forces fluid out of the blood vessels and into the alveoli. In addition to heart problems, infections such as pneumonia can lead to fluid buildup by triggering inflammation and increased fluid production in lung tissue. Kidney disease can also contribute to fluid overload because the kidneys are responsible for removing excess fluid from the body. Trauma, severe lung injury, inhalation of toxic substances, and conditions like acute respiratory distress syndrome can also lead to fluid accumulation in the lungs. The treatment for fluid in the lungs depends on the underlying cause, severity of symptoms, and where the fluid is located. One of the most common treatment methods involves the use of medications called diuretics. These medications help the body eliminate excess fluid by increasing urine production. Diuretics are especially effective in cases where fluid buildup is caused by heart failure or fluid overload. By reducing the amount of fluid circulating in the bloodstream, these medications help decrease pressure in the lung blood vessels, allowing fluid to gradually clear from the alveoli. Oxygen therapy is another critical treatment used when fluid buildup interferes with gas exchange. When fluid fills the lungs, oxygen levels in the bloodstream can drop dangerously low. Supplemental oxygen helps improve oxygen delivery to vital organs and reduces the workload on the heart and lungs. Oxygen can be delivered through nasal cannulas, masks, or more advanced respiratory support devices depending on the severity of the patient's condition. In more severe cases, non-invasive ventilation, such as continuous positive airway pressure or bi-level positive airway pressure, may be used to help keep airways open and improve oxygenation. These therapies work by applying gentle pressure to the airways, which helps push fluid out of the alveoli and improves lung expansion. In cases where fluid accumulates around the lungs rather than inside the lung tissue, procedures may be required to physically remove the fluid. One of the most common procedures is thoracentesis. During this procedure, a healthcare provider inserts a needle through the chest wall into the pleural space to drain excess fluid. Thoracentesis can provide immediate relief from breathing difficulties and can also help identify the cause of the fluid by allowing the fluid to be analyzed in a laboratory. This analysis can help determine whether the fluid is caused by infection, cancer, inflammation, or other medical conditions. For patients with large or recurring pleural effusions, a chest tube may be placed to provide continuous drainage of fluid. A chest tube is inserted through the chest wall and connected to a drainage system that allows fluid to be removed over time. This approach is often used when fluid accumulation is severe or when it is expected to return after initial drainage. In some cases, additional procedures may be performed to prevent fluid from recurring, such as pleurodesis, which involves introducing a substance into the pleural space that causes the lung and chest wall to adhere together, eliminating the space where fluid can accumulate. Treating fluid in the lungs also involves addressing the underlying condition responsible for the buildup. If heart failure is the cause, medications that improve heart function and reduce blood pressure may be prescribed. These medications help reduce the strain on the heart and prevent future fluid accumulation. If an infection, such as pneumonia, is responsible, antibiotics or antiviral medications may be used to eliminate the infection and reduce inflammation. When kidney disease contributes to fluid overload, treatments may focus on improving kidney function or using dialysis to remove excess fluid from the body. In more severe cases, patients may require hospitalization and advanced respiratory support. Mechanical ventilation may be necessary when a patient cannot breathe effectively on their own. This involves using a ventilator to assist or fully control breathing while the underlying condition is treated. Mechanical ventilation helps ensure that oxygen levels remain stable and carbon dioxide is removed effectively. It also reduces the workload on respiratory muscles, allowing the lungs time to heal and recover. Lifestyle changes and long-term management strategies can also play an important role in preventing fluid from returning. For patients with heart-related pulmonary edema, reducing sodium intake can help prevent fluid retention. Maintaining a healthy weight, staying physically active within medical guidelines, and following prescribed medication regimens can significantly reduce the risk of future episodes. Patients with chronic lung or heart conditions often require regular medical monitoring to detect early signs of fluid buildup before symptoms become severe. Recognizing the symptoms of fluid in the lungs is critical for early treatment. Symptoms often include shortness of breath, rapid breathing, coughing, wheezing, chest tightness, and fatigue. Some patients may experience a cough that produces frothy or pink-tinged sputum, which can indicate pulmonary edema. Others may notice swelling in the legs or ankles, especially when fluid buildup is related to heart failure. These symptoms should never be ignored, as early medical intervention can prevent serious complications. Respiratory therapists and other healthcare professionals play a vital role in managing patients with fluid in the lungs. They monitor oxygen levels, administer respiratory therapies, and assist with procedures designed to improve breathing and remove fluid. They also provide education to patients and families about managing chronic conditions and recognizing warning signs that require medical attention. Their expertise helps ensure that patients receive comprehensive care and have the best possible outcomes. Recovery from fluid in the lungs varies depending on the cause and severity of the condition. Some patients recover quickly once the fluid is removed and the underlying cause is treated. Others with chronic medical conditions may require ongoing treatment and monitoring. Early diagnosis and prompt treatment significantly improve recovery outcomes and reduce the risk of long-term lung damage. Fluid buildup in the lungs is a serious condition, but it is often treatable when identified early. Modern medical treatments, advanced respiratory therapies, and improved diagnostic techniques have made it possible to effectively manage and treat this condition. Understanding the causes, symptoms, and treatment options empowers patients and caregivers to seek medical attention quickly and follow treatment plans that support recovery and long-term health. If you found this video helpful and want to learn even more about how fluid is removed from the lungs, be sure to check out our full guide on this topic, where we dive deeper into causes, treatments, and prevention strategies. Also, take a moment to watch the other videos popping up on your screen right now for more helpful respiratory health content. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more educational content, and thanks so much for watching.